and save the world?
I think I think there's still room for a lot of. I mean, he's grieved a lot of people who died in his life, and I think that's what makes it hard for him to get close to anybody that has is whose clock is ticking, and as whether it be a human or even Shadowhunter. And Ragnar was a great friend of his, and I think you'll definitely see people from his past that he does grieve, or he does have I wouldn't say issues, but doesn't quite know how to make the situation easier. Okay. And that also is like a needle just kind of picking at him constantly, right. And he eventually has to deal with it, and he can't be passive about it anymore.
Will we see other warlocks? Because obviously he's not the
yes.
only one.
Oh, yes. It's going to be fun. You're going to see other warlocks, and you're going to see different types of warlocks in all different shapes and sizes. And I think that's going to be fun, because you would think all warlocks look like Magnus, right? No, they don't. They really don't. They all come in different shapes. And man, that's going to be exciting, because you're going to see... What I'm excited is you're going to see Magnus fight.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you talked about flashbacks a little bit, and I know that they've done a little bit of that in the past.
Yeah.
And, but I'm guessing from what I'm hearing through my spies, there's more.
Who's your spy?
There's more
Who's spying
stuff,
on us?
More flashback stuff coming in season 2.
Yeah.
Which I think is great, because it's a good way to find out more about characters and what they've been through. Is that true with what we'll see with Magnus?
Yeah. I think with Magnus, you'll see either you'll have certain objects that mean so much to him that kind of come about, and you'll get a lot more backstory on it, and it'll definitely affect how he treats the people around him.
Okay, I like it. How's that for you, just to get that more backstory? Because I'm sure maybe you've created some of it, but then you actually get these pieces that you didn't know existed. Yes,
it helps, and what's great what the writers did, and then Todd and Darren did a great job, is bringing in the book. Some things from the books that play really well into what they've kind of added on with this world that was created, and it definitely helps, because it gets a little deeper. I think we have ideas of, oh, this existed and that existed, and this was Magnus's parents, and now we get the deeper look into how that affects everyone. Instead of just information to have, we get to see it actually come alive.
So there's a chance we could see Ragnar again? Maybe?
In Shadow World, there's always an opportunity to see a character again.
Good answer. Somebody did ask that. What else are you working on outside of the show? I know the show's keeping you busy right now, but I know you. You always have lots of things going on.
Yeah, right now, for me, it's enjoying my hiatus, and then second of all is I've been writing a lot, and so I just finished kind of my first script right now, and hopefully to shoot it next year. And right now, what's been cool is still getting reaction from Single by 30 that came out, and especially when YouTube Red starts rolling out in different countries, it's really amazing these times around. Usually you do a show and you're like, okay, well, that had its window and it's done, but to see people still just watching it and reacting it like it's new, it's pretty amazing times that we live in. So that's been pretty cool. And
Single by 30 is still out there. People haven't watched it yet. They can just go to YouTube Red.
They can binge watch it now on YouTube Red, and it's been pretty cool to see people react to it, because a lot of people are still single before 30, so or even if they're not, if they're married by then, it's still a story that's really interesting and fun for them.
Okay. We still have a few minutes left with Shum Jr. We're talking about Shadowhunters 2 here in the TV Guide magazine offices. I wanted to ask you about Single by 30, because we talked when the show, there we go. How was it to place a character like Peter, especially after spending time playing Magnus, which is such a otherworldly kind of character, but it really showed you you definitely do both, but how was it for you?
It's a lot. For me, when I finish the project, I think it's always hard for me sometimes to do ADR on certain projects, because I look at it and I'm like, oh man, how do I get back into that without fully prepping? Because you bounce out a project, I kind of just let it go and leave it, and okay, I'm done with that project. What do I have in front of me right now? and so it was, I guess it was, I wouldn't say easy in a sense, but it was a lot easier just to kind of jump into a new project because I like Magnus is just in the back of my head, you know, it's just like he's just there, and you know, jumping into it the same way. It's like Peter's gone, Magnus is back. Okay. I think for me it also helps with conversations. You know, you want to multitask, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get the best conversations when you're just one-on-one and you're actually having your full attention with whoever's in front of you.
Yeah, and you've been acting so much lately. When are we gonna see you dance again? It's been, you know, you've been busy in front of the screen.
Possibilities. Acting. There's stuff coming up that that I will. You know what? I think it's always the right things. I want to be able to be in the right project that utilizes dance in the way that I love. You know, I love, and other things I'll just stay as like kind of a viewer and love dance, watching it. But I'm excited for these couple projects that are coming up that I'll definitely be dancing and telling stories through dance.
Nice. Well, I know a lot of people first saw you in Glee. That was a big thing for you. And we found this old TV Guide magazine cover.
Look at that.
That's Harry on the
grabbing the hot
TV
list.
Guide magazine.
Trying to steal the hot list.
Back in November 2010.
That's right.
Awesome. I mean,
what's funny is we were looking at earlier, if you saw my Insta story, let's see if I can find it real quick. Our little
we
friend.
saw somebody familiar in the magazine.
Our little friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where was it, Ash?
We'll have to find it. We'll find it. But keep sending your questions in everywhere. We got a few more minutes with Harry Shum Jr. Talking about Shadowhunters, going to walk down memory lane right now with Glee. I don't know where it is.
There's that. No, I'm just kidding. I can't find it.
Anyway,
Isaiah was in here.
Isaiah Mustafa from Shadowhunters was also in there for his Old Spice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. Yeah.
But those fans have stayed with you, haven't they? Like all your Glee fans.
Yeah, a lot of them have, and I'm so thankful because usually when you get off a project, they move on, and just like kind of you move on. So it's been nice to have a lot of them kind of follow my career, and what's been great is like, oh man, I would never have watched Shadowhunters, or just that world isn't something that I usually those shows I don't watch, and for them to start watching and liking it, it's been pretty cool.
Okay. Shadowhunters question: are the cat eyes real, or are they just special effects? Can you talk about that? Can we spoil any of that?
I am a real cat in the inside. You will never know if it's true or not.
Okay, so keep watching, keep watching. What are you most excited about with season 2? I know the first season ended in a really cool place, but I'm sure we're going to go a lot of other places outside of just Jace.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I think it's finding people. Like I'm excited for the exploration of like Magnus and Simon, their relationship, and Raphael, and knowing a little more about, what did Magnus do? Like, who were his relationships that he had before, his friendships and the mentors when he was a mentor, or he still is. And I think that's what's really fun. And even the other characters, they start interacting with other characters that you didn't see them interacting in season 1. And I think that's what's fun. That's what Todd and Darren are really trying to do. They're really trying to draw out the relationships, and not just the romantic ones, but the ones outside of it. Just because it's that's what really gives you an inside look of this, what it means that they might lose in this war that could end it all.
Okay, what is it like for Magnus and Simon to be hanging out? Because they're different kinds of guys, but there might be some similarities. What do we see with them?
I think similarities is them being outsiders.
Okay.
I think Simon is really not used to this. I mean, he's used to kind of maybe feeling a little bit of an outsider as a teenager, but this is completely like you basically your family life. You have to keep all these secrets, and you can't interact with them like you used to. And with Magnus, is just teaching him like you're actually stronger than you think, and harnesses his powers and also his confidence. But Alberto is amazing. He's so much fun to act with, and what he brings to the Simon role is really special. And every time we have scenes together, I think we always find something really interesting that didn't live on the page.
Oh, good. Okay, so these are all the countries that people watching. You want to go through that list of countries? Everybody watching this Facebook Live?
Oh, this is great. USA? Where's that? Plus Canada, which where we shoot the show in Toronto. Germany, Italy, Brazil, Morocco, Belgium, Denmark, Wales, Romania, Mexico, Sweden, Portugal, Costa Rica, Pura Vida, Norway, and Nigeria. And I'm sure there's a lot more that we're missing on here, but it's so cool. This is so cool that people all over the world are watching it. And some of y'all should be sleeping or studying or being in school right now, because I'm sure it's not 2:30 for everyone.
That's right. They're skipping school. Well, thanks so much, Harry, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You guys, Shadowhunters, January 2nd, 8 p.m. on Freeform. Thanks for being here, Harry.
Oh, yeah.
You can follow Harry Shum.
So excited for people to watch it. Yeah, and you can follow me on Harry Shum Jr. All across the board on social media.
Everywhere. I follow you.
Yes.
You have good stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.